Week 1 of the 2024 season is here, and the Patriots are traveling to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. What's up, everybody? It's Mike Dussault, Tamara Brown, and Evan Lazar here to break down the Week 1 action for you. Guys, starting off with Cincinnati, I think the top headline is Joe Burrow is back. We know what an elite quarterback he is, and he's certainly the headliner for the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Joe Burrow healthy to start a season. The new hairdo, I could do without that, but I'm excited to see him go out there. He's really exciting. I know the last time that he faced the Patriots, he had 374 yards of offense, so I'm excited to see him. And my biggest worry for him is Jamar Chase, which I'll let Evan get into.
Yeah, well, Evan, there's been so many questions with this team this year. There's so many guys who want to get paid, a lot of juggling. Tee Higgins, we heard a lot about him this offseason. Jamar Chase this week still in T-shirt, just watching practice. We're not even sure if he's going to play.
Yeah.
How do you see this all playing out in Cincinnati?
Well, when you're successful, this is what happens. Everybody wants to get paid, right? And that's where the Bengals are right now. But they're notoriously slow starters. I think I'll just say that off the jump. They're usually a team that gets hot at the right time later on in the year. You look at those receivers. I think the big thing for the Patriots is that in the game in 2022, they did a lot of bracket coverage, especially in the red zone on certain receivers, Chase, Higgins, even Tyler Boyd a little bit. Now, if you take Chase out of that equation and he's not playing in this game, how exactly does that change the game plan for DeMarcus Covington and the Patriots defense? Because you know they're going to want to try to take at least one of those guys out of the plan. So maybe it is Tee Higgins, and then if Chase plays, you kind of pivot a little bit. But I couldn't tell you this early on in the week who's going to play and who isn't. But even if Chase does play, I would say it would have to be pretty limited. I wouldn't expect him to go from not practicing all summer, not playing at all, to 100% of the snaps on Sunday.
Now, when you mentioned 2022, that was also the last time the Patriots played Joe Burrow. Now, I noticed not a lot of pressure. They were just rushing forward, playing a lot of zone, kind of sitting back. And as Tamara mentioned, Joe Burrow kind of had his way with them. Same token, 2022, Jacoby Brissett playing in Cleveland, got the start against Cincinnati. We know Jacoby Brissett, now the Patriots starter. What did you see from Jacoby this summer, and how do you feel about him going into the season, Tamara?
Well, my biggest worry when I think of Jacoby Brissett right now is his protection and the offensive line, which Verdarian Lowe and City So, we don't know their status right now for that Sunday game. So I think my biggest worry is his protection. How is it going to look? But when I look at Brissett's last game versus the Bengals when he was with the Browns and he was able to defeat the Bengals, one of the biggest things was allowing Nick Chubb to run the ball. He had 101 yards and 2 touchdowns. So if Jacoby Brissett can lean on Rhamondre Stevenson, even JaMycal Hasty, and not have so much pressure on him to throw the ball, I think Jacoby Brissett could have some success.
Yeah, new number 4, Antonio Gibson as well, maybe in that mix?
Yeah, they ran the ball 40 times in that game. But to me, a big part of it was also their play action success when they did build in off the running game. Jacoby Brissett was just chucking the ball down the field in that game a lot. Averaged over 10 yards per air yards per pass attempt back in 2022. You see a lot of those staple plays, from AVP that we saw out in the summer on that tape in 2022 against the Bengals. And you mentioned the Patriots game here. They played bend don't break to a T against Cincinnati in 2022. So I'm saying there's a chance. There are some trends when you look at what they did in both teams. The Brissett Browns and the Patriots in 2022 against the Bengals. There are some things that they can take from those games, certainly.
Yeah, you mentioned that. I mean, we got Christian Gonzalez back in the Patriots secondary. I mean, it seems like, if Chase does play, maybe a little bit rusty, but they still have Higgins. Some turnover in the slot a little bit, but for the Patriots, Gonzalez back, John Jones back, maybe some questions with Marcus Jones in the slot. Tamara, what did you see from the secondary this summer, and how do you see them kind of matching up with those guys?
I see a lot of young guys, but I also see a lot of potential. I really like what I saw out of Jabril Peppers, your guy, of course. I think with him becoming a captain, he's a great leader out there on the field. And also, defensively for me, I would say my biggest concern is not the secondary, it's the guys up front. I want to see how are they going to get pressure on Joe Burrow without Judon, without Christian Barmore.
Guys, last question for me is just a key player. I'm going to start, and I think we probably might all start on the offensive line. I'm going to skip over that and just say Rhamondre Stevenson, because I think if they're able to run the ball a little bit, I think, as Evan, you alluded to, it opens up a lot of what this offense is going to be able to do. Alex Van Pelt, very versed in going against this defense. Pretty much a lot of the same core guys as when Jacoby went against them 2 years ago. So they can get Rhamondre going. I like how things might be able to go.
I'm going to go with Tyquan Thornton. He finished training camp healthy. He had a productive training camp. I'm so excited to see him available week 1. And now it's time for him to take that production from training camp and take it into Cincinnati.
We're doing Tyquan again. he ropes us back in every single time. I'm going to go Christian Gonzalez. I thought he was up and down throughout training camp. And the whole thing in my head was wait till the regular season rolls around. He'll flip the switch on and he'll be the Christian Gonzalez that we saw in the first month of last season before he got hurt. The Patriots need him. I'm not going to put Gilmore on him, right? Like I said earlier with 18-19 Gilmore, but they need him to be a top flight corner because they're not going to have that ability to play 7-8 guys in coverage all the time. They're going to have to blitz. They're going to have to do different things up front to get after the quarterback. So they need Gonzalez to be able to play one-on-one on an island with some of these great receivers. So hopefully that light comes on for him and stays on.
All right, and with that, we're off and rolling on the 2024 season. We'll hope you'll stick with us all this season. We'll be back with these previews each week. Of course, Tamara and I will be on the pregame show 10:45 on Sunday. We hope you'll join us there on YouTube or Patriots.com. Of course, Evan, known for his film breakdowns. You have to check those out as well, coming in maybe Monday afternoon as he gets through the film. So we're excited to get going on this 24 season, and we hope you are too.